Hey everyone, it's VM Campos. I wanted to do what all the cool kids are doing and record a video about my crib. Now, do people still say that? Anyway, I wanted to show off my man cave, where all the magic happens, about all my stuff. So let's go take a trip. Now, the other magic happens over there too, but let's go check out my main office over here. So we'll just take a little walk right over here to my office, and I'll show you what I've got. And, check the description for the chapter stops and things. And just, jump to a part that you're most interested in. So let's check it out. All right, so let's check out my office over here. I'll do like a panoramic sweep for a moment, and then I'll go into detail. So starting from that corner over there, we've got some stuff over here. Then we've got some stuff down here and over there. And then keep rotating all around right here. Hey, we were just there. And then ending up right here, perhaps. So there's a lot to look at. Let's start over here. This is my magic quadrant. This is where I've got a bunch of magic related stuff, Magic the Gathering. So what do we have? Some decks over here that have been built in a variety of these sorts of boxes and such. That's a commander deck, one of my early commanders. Some of my more recent commanders are in this sort of box, and got a bunch of guild dice, some stuff in the mail. That's actually going to be for a comic book video I'm going to do. I've got some eBay comics, some other sorts of just random cards. I'm also doing some mystery unboxing videos soon. So I'm going to open up some of these on camera. What are these? Okay, some recent these are some recent cracker packs. There's 8th edition and Return to Ravnica that I did recently. Okay, so at the top here, nothing really interesting. Got some playmats. Okay, on these other areas, this is more interesting. So just a bunch of decks that I've made from the bundles. These are empty boxes at the moment. My very first pre-release ever, which was Ixalan. So when I got back into Magic after Hour of Devastation, the first pre-release was Ixalan. So can this focus? So I went to Ixalan pre-release. Still have that box right there. Down at the bottom. So I've bought, boxes of the various sets. From the back there, Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria, Core set. That was my alarm ringing, reminding me to do stuff. Core set, Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance. And then just bundles as well, and a bunch of loose cards. I'm making a Persistent Petitioners deck. I have 8 of them in a deck that I've gotten from cracking packs. I usually crack packs. I do, of course, go off and buy cards that I need. But it's often just, what I crack. Ooh, everyone loves and hates this card. And then some old cards. Here's a Hell's Caretaker from Chronicles 1995. And then an old Unholy Strength after they made it less demonic, which, not really. This is still pretty demonic. Okay, so there's that. Let's see, if we kind of look over here, well, got some tripods here, got another tripod with my Canon camera. I'm a Canon man, so that's what you're going to see, that I use Canon cameras when I use a DSLR. There's a telescope that I got recently, a couple laptops that are kind of old, monitor setup, iPad, just random things on this side of the desk. In case I'm going to use this side of the, so I got a little chair over here in case I need to do work, or I have my business partner, she comes over, we also do some work here. It's not always about fun and games, sometimes you have to do work. Okay, well, let's see, here's some random things that I keep meaning to do something with. Okay, so I bought some boosters of Classic 6th edition, 1999, I believe. So I'm going to crack those on camera soon. I don't remember where I got this from, but this is a Magic 2013 welcome deck sort of thing. I'll open up eventually. I bought this on eBay Cold Snap. I grew up with Ice Age and Alliances back in the 90s, and then later they did Cold Snap, I don't know, 10 years later, so here's an unopened booster. I probably will open it. We got some of these. I got 2 of these Classic 6th Edition 2-player games I'll open up eventually. Got them on eBay, great price. And I got a box of Jihad, the other Magic game from back in the day before they renamed it to Vampire the Masquerade. I got this from a store closing, and there's a lot of great cards from a lot of great artists that were also making Magic cards. So there's Edward Beard Jr. and Melissa Benson. She made the art for example, the original Nightmare and stuff. And here she is making Turavan. She's a Primogen. Tura has +1 intercept with blocking Bluha. Okay, cool. I don't know how that game works at all, but there it is. This is my portable microphone from Zoom. Please sponsor me. You have great stuff. Here's my main rig, an Asus laptop, a gaming laptop, triple monitor setup. Yes, not showing off. Logitech webcam, I love that one. Then we've got my microphone, my furry microphone that you might see often when I stream. My input from that, it's a Behringer. They're cool too, love their stuff. This is also an older Behringer audio plug-in, but it's just classic 1/8 inch plug. This is USB, so better there. Let's see over here. We've got, this bookshelf of a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of knickknacks over here. This is an old camera, very cool aesthetic. Some little trinkets. This is a little alligator guy. Check it out right here from the very, very first Adult Swim panel at San Diego Comic-Con 2001. AdultSwim.tv, debuting September 2nd, 2001. Very nice. Here's my original Transformer. I forget what this little guy is called, but he was part of, what was his name? Soundwave. And some other stuff. There's Psyduck and Persian. DVDs, some good stuff here. Breaking Bad, amazing. Voyager, it's alright. The original Star Trek series, cool. But here, right, this is the best Star Trek of all time right here. Fight me on it. You've lost already. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the complete 7 seasons. I'm currently rewatching it, and I'm at season 5. Star Trek animated series, but I'm not only a Trekker, I'm also a Warzer. That's not a word. And I've got Star Trek movies on VHS. Check it out right here. Do you even have a VHS player? I still do. So original VHS, then Star Wars Trilogy Blu-ray, and then in the back there's also stuff over there. And then we've got the Clone Wars cartoons, which are rad. On the bookshelf over here, there's a photo of my parents back in the 70s being totally cool, and hey, that's me in their arms. So I got an old photo of myself. Then on this side, I've got a bunch of cookbooks. One of my other hobbies, many hobbies, is cookbooks. Women's Day Encyclopedia of Cookery. And Snacks and Sandwiches. The legendary cuisine of Persia. And just, cookbooks from the 60s and the 70s. Really cool. There's a Joy of Cooking. Good Eats, Alton Brown. Very nice. Then over here, got some, books on Japan and Japanese, books on investing, original manga from Japan, Adobe books, Grey's Anatomy, The Real Anatomy, not that lame show, just a bunch of different books, color, book about Nirvana, music books, etc. Here's Walter White that I got at San Diego Comic-Con. Get a better shot this way. So books about video games, Guinness Book of World Records, my Nirvana CD collection, Do you know this album right here? If you know it, put it up on a poll. I'm going to ask you a question right up here, if you know what album that is. And then right here I've got the whole Ramones discography, all the albums, even the bad ones, but they're actually all good. Over here we've got the MC Chris discography, amazing stuff. Just a bunch of books back there. Comic-Con books. I've been to Comic-Con since 1993, and I have all the souvenir books right there. Books about investing. You got to get educated about that, because investing is extremely important for your future. And just other stuff down there. Let's reset right here and look at another place. Let's look at the bookshelf over here. So, some more trinkets. Cool skull, authentic original Mexican stuff, and Chinese and Japanese right over there. Got a little shark from Comic-Con made out of wool and stuff, Nirvana stuff. Over here we've got a bunch of DVDs. So what do we have? Tailspin, Martin Lawrence, Yu Yu Hakusho, etc. Some magic cards. There's a Lion's Eye Diamond from Mirage 1996. I never had that card back in the day. I actually cracked it rather recently. Pretty rare, pretty valuable. Then I got a Force of Will here from Alliances, original Therese Nielsen art. I never cracked one of those back in the day. This is also a recent crack. Got some art, some postcards from Terry and Rachel Dodson, signed at Comic-Con. Very nice artist. I love his style a lot. And then over here is a Black Lotus. Anyway, down here we've got some starter decks of 4th edition. 2 different versions, actually. You see here, I'm going to do some videos about this eventually. This one has the original Garfield Games logo. This one doesn't. And then price-wise, well, this one was $8.95 and this was $7.95. I'm sure there's some cool differences between those two. This was still unopened. Maybe I won't really open that one. Over here we've got some Ice Age boosters, same sort of thing. It's like first print and second print. Look at the colors, also kind of different. And again, there's an $8.95 and a $7.95 version. These are amazing. Snow-covered lands are beautiful. This is like my set, my nostalgia set. Mirage is another one. This is where Teferi was first made part of the story. Got some of those. There's like an American printing and a Belgian printing. The Belgium is more rare. And then 5th edition, the final one where they were kind of doing this. They had also Tempest and Stronghold. These are just the boxes. Someone gave these boxes to me recently. They're not really original or anything. Over here is notebooks full of collections of magic. Is a complete set of Hour of Devastation, Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria, but no Teferi. Missing on that one. Complete M19, Ravnica, Guilds of Ravnica, some cards of Ultimate Masters, just one booster box full, and so far incomplete Ravnica Allegiance. I haven't completed that set yet, and other things, various lands and legends and stuff. And what else? We got some manga over here that I've kept. This is an early one, Ranma half from Viz, before the explosion of manga in the US. Viz was publishing things very expensively. This was $14.95 back in the day. Then the later editions, $9.99. So some cool stuff. Azumanga Daioh, Gunsmith Cats, cool stuff. There's some Tokyo Pop samplers. So before they got into really mainstream 2002, these were their samplers. And then Sarai, that is an interesting, weird one. Down here, got a comic book price guide, and I live and die by it. A book on Star Wars, Zelda, gift from my brother, some comic books, Comic-Con, Simpsons, books. Down here, a little bit hidden, are some of these more mature things, perhaps. So we got some heavy metal magazines, some of these classic furry fanzines gallery. Those are totally hard to find. And just some other stuff over here. There's my high school yearbook right there. Okay, cool. Let's look at some other parts of the man cave. So there's my diploma right up there. Just some random gear. A high gog. That's a high gog, I believe, from Gundam. Things I need to organize. Private shelf stuff that I won't bother with down there. This is my other desk. Down below it is a big old mess that I've really got to take care of at some point. Studio lights when the sun goes down. Over here, comics that have not been organized yet. This is the classic Amazing Spider-Man number 312, where the Green Goblin fights the Hobgoblin. Todd McFarlane art. Beautiful. Some other random eBay stuff that I've done in other videos. If you subscribe to the channel, these are familiar. I got this one recently, Marvel. This is such a weird series. This is like Marvel's adult weird parody series from several years ago. Shiny bikini cover, and then very realistic Greg Horn art. And these are like nasty. Marvel doesn't do books like this anymore. Look at that. She's totally naked, bringing you all the stereotypical male stuff. And issue 5 is even more infamous because she's like totally naked on the cover. Anyway, I don't have that one. So The Walking Dead number 1. No, not the famous Walking Dead. This is the other Walking Dead, before The Walking Dead. If you saw my video about that. I got here the recent Detective Comics number 1000. This is the Bruce Timm variant. Other random stuff here. Some manga that I need to organize. I got these like 20 years ago. And they've been kind of in my collection for a while. Here's some international comics. Kaliman and Memín Penguin from Mexico. This is another thrift store find I've mentioned before in another video for my other hauls, Vader, etc. The Elvira books are totally fun. The Linsner art is amazing, but I want to get all the photo covers. These are just some like fun photo covers. Rick and Morty. Alright, random books over here too. So a bunch of comic supplies, and then up here, I'm going to do a top 5 on the top 5 gimmick covers of the 90s. So I'm kind of putting these to the side to get them ready. So we had, of course, hollow foil, or actually just foil covers. What else? So more foil covers. Foil covers. And I've got a bunch of different types of like gimmick covers, like painted art. I'll get to those eventually. Be on the lookout in my channel. Here is a Super Nintendo Mini, Comic-Con stuff, Samus Amiibo. Oh, check it out right here, actually. This is from the days of the Nintendo 64, when, actually the Super Nintendo, when Donkey Kong Country was going to debut. Enter the Jungle, November 2001. I had a subscription to Nintendo Power, and they mailed me this VHS. Amazing. Still have it. I still have also this VHS copy of Akira, way back when special subtitled edition was $30, $40, so expensive. A bunch of drawing notebooks, more manga over there, more random comics that I need to do stuff with to organize. Down there, the booster box of Ultimate Masters, books on Japanese. Nihongo, skoshi hanashimasu. Speak a little bit of Japanese, badly. Down over here, it's hard to see. Does it even matter? I've got the recent Ravnica Guild kits. There's just random stuff. Again, a big old mess down here that I want to organize. And then lastly, the crowning jewel is my comic book collection. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12 long boxes of comics. There's about 250 per box. So 250 times 12 will give you a rough estimate of the number of comics that I have. And so I want to do like a big old my comic collection video someday. Let's just randomly go over here. They're somewhat organized. Over here is all my Amazing Spider-Man comics from back in the day. You see, do I have it here kind of handy? I guess I might have it elsewhere. Oh no, it should be in here if it's in order. Oh, here it is. Here's the my mythical first comic book ever. Legend has it that this is my first comic book, and I like that part of the legend, so we will keep it. And then yeah, a big old run of Amazing Spider-Man 292 to 333 or so, which means that yes, I do have an Amazing Spider-Man 300. Early appearances of Venom and such, hologram covers. It's a heavy box. And yeah, just a bunch of my old comics, plus newer comics. Yeah, so just these newer comics. There's an amazing The Walking Dead, The Governor cover by Bill Sienkiewicz. And I'm just gonna do a my collection sort of comic video at some point. Kind of show some of those things. Here's some of the crowning gems here. These are the only CGC books that I've got in my collection, but they're big ones. Albedo #1. This is the anthology series where Usagi Yojimbo debuted. This is an 8.0. Got it for an amazing price. And then even better, a 9.0 for another amazing price. I've got two of these. Very low print run, classic comic book from the 80s. So I'm so happy about that. So there you go. That's my man cave, my crib, my nerd hostel, whatever you call it nowadays. I have a lot of stuff here that I've accumulated over a lifetime of fandom of 30 years, and it always is growing. And I'm happy to share it and to have you see it and be a part of it. And it's just gonna be going better and better. So. This has been VM Campos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, share, etc. And I'll see you next time.